requirements for a site and a mobile application. So the learning outcomes are still the same. At the end of this session, you should be able to define a site or app requirements. So who wants to give us a recap on what we covered less than 30 minutes ago? What were we talking about? Yes, Kia.
So we're talking about defining site or app requirements. The questions that you need to answer when you analyze how you design your app, your who, why, how, in a what way, and the business requirements, and also like your common approach based on like uh, how your design will be and what it will be led by.
Okay, you summarized it well.
Yes.
So we looked at the persona that you need to consider when designing your app, that it needs to talk to the characteristics of your persona. From a business point of view, we also discussed that it must yield some sort of customer acquisition, customer conversion, customer retention. There might be some form of service quality as well as branding. So with this lesson, we are going to continue and we are going to look at usability requirements. So this is an approach to website design intended to enable the completion of user tasks. So there are so many tasks that we normally put on the website. A usual one that I can give you guys would be, the inquiry form, where they say contact us and there's no meeting. There's where they say contact us and there's no email address. And you actually need to fill an online form to reach out to the brand. So you need to test whether customers can be able to complete a task on that one, on that website. So this approach involves expert reviews, and it can be part of the growth hacking. Guys, do you remember growth hacking? Who wants to describe or explain the concept of growth hacking for us?
So growth hacking focuses on marketing activities on increasing the scale and profitability through testing.
Okay.
Yeah, to improve the value of your reach, interactions, etc. Yes.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
And again, I can explain it as researching your website, like doing a proper research about the website and coming up with new things that will improve or enhance your website to increase conversions.
All right. Okay. At least you all know what growth hacking is. So expert reviews are done at the beginning of the project to identify problems with previous design if you are working on an existing website and you are renovating it. Because sometimes you realize that you've got features that you've put on your website. You know, you've got an e-commerce function and no payments are going through, or you've got contact forms and no forms are coming through to the intended department. So you need to have expert reviews. You need to do some form of growth hacking to test whether these functionalities are performing well or not, because these functionalities also contribute to digital customer experience. Then you must note that usability testing involves identifying representative and typical tasks of users of the website. So you need to be able to know that if a user comes to your website, or if a user, downloads and use your application, what are the typical tasks that they normally get involved with? What is it that they do? They scroll down. What is it that they do? What buttons do they use? So you need to ask them to perform specific tasks like finding a product. Is your search function, for example, performing well? When someone is looking for a product, when they click on that link, does it take them to a blank page where it says, oops, there's an error? So all those things can lead to customer frustrations, and that can be poor customer experience. Usability testing also involves observing what customers do and how they succeed. So navigation is always important, because at the end of the day, on the website, you want customers to perform some certain tasks and engage with the website. So if they cannot successfully or effectively engage with the website, it means that there are some things that needs to be done, especially to improve navigation. You wouldn't want customers to feel lost when they reach your application or your website. So to be successful, user tasks need to be completed effectively and efficiently. The moment someone is stuck, it means that chances of them coming back to your site are going to be low. So I'll ask you as users, because I know that you've visited several, pages or several websites. So whenever you are stuck on a website, whenever you feel like you cannot navigate well on a website, what do you do? Do you come back to check if it's now easier to navigate on it, or do you completely leave the website and look for the same thing from somewhere else? So let's say you want to apply at Boston, you want to do digital marketing, and you cannot locate the courses on the website, on the Boston website. Do you completely leave the website and go to the competitor and search for the same course?
It depends.
It depends with what.
Sometimes when I check a website, I would be like maybe checking because of a referral from someone, and then they would tell me that this brand is actually the best, blah 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 blah. Then I would find other means to actually get the same thing from that brand if maybe their website is not working. If not, then I can check the competitors.
Okay. So don't you give yourself some time to call them and say, I'm trying to locate this on your site and I can't find it. Can you help me? Or you'd rather go straight to your competitor?
I do say, hence I said depends on maybe if I was referred by a person. If I was referred by a person, then that person has, reviewed the product already. Then I'll call and say, I'm trying to find this product, but your website is tekateki.
Okay. Let's hear from Tankiso.
So if a company has like create social recommendations, and their websites takes time to get through. It's either I'm going to call them, or I will try to go there in person. And then if they still taking time, that's when I will look for another website, the same website.
Okay, let's hear someone else. Karawen level, do you guys have something to say? And Kia Manaiwa. A site that is very impossible to navigate. What do you do as a site visitor? All right, let's move on. So the reason why I'm asking you guys about these, remember, we are discussing customer experience, and I know that as the AMA 2000, you guys are more familiar with sites, even though you would spend more time on social media platforms. And I'd like to hear your insights, especially on usability, because there are some of mobile applications. Remember, I asked you in class, how many apps do you have in your phone? So now from a usability point of view, do you find it easy to use those apps, or there are some apps that you feel like you struggle using them? So are you able to use TikTok? Are you able to use Instagram? Or you still don't understand some of the functions on Instagram?
There's one that these phones are trying to push, especially Android phones, that I don't know. I don't understand it.
But I don't have a phone, Carol, so I wouldn't be talking about phones.
I mean, talking from experience, it's nice to imagine.
All right, let's hear you.
So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Bixby.
Bixby.
Mm.
Let me just check. No, I've never heard. It's first time hearing that.
I think it was Samsung who tried to introduce it so that they can have a competitor for Siri, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
So I don't understand how that thing works. Every time I swipe, have you ever swiped to the far left of your phone and then you see like a whole new additional thing?
Far left. No.
So it's like if you swipe continuously, then it'll come up and then it wants to use your voice recognition, whatnot, whatnot. I'm just like, I don't understand this. I don't even want it.
Okay. Kia is shocked. All right, guys, others, do you find it easy to navigate through the apps that you have on your phones? I still don't understand, as I asked you guys, how TikTok works. So maybe it does not speak to my persona.
Hey, sir. TikTok is for the youth. But there are some senior citizens who use
Yeah,
TikTok.
I know that.
Yeah. But me, I understand all the apps in my phone.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. What about Ankiso? Ankiso doesn't even know how to use WhatsApp. All right, guys, usability matters because, it adds flavor to customer experience. So if you've got a platform or if you've got a website that is very difficult to navigate, You can't find the menu, you don't know where to scroll, you search for an item, it does not appear. There are some specific pages that are hidden, or you're trying to key in your banking details, and all of a sudden the page keeps loading. So all those, they do contribute to customer experience, and they can also lead to things such as brand switching, especially if you are not a loyal customer, or especially if the product is not that scarce, because sometimes the reason why you'd be stuck with a brand that is not giving you good experiences because maybe they are the only ones who provide that product, and there's no one else you can go to. So that's it about lesson 104. And let's quickly have a look at lesson 105, because we've got 5 lessons this week. So we are going to do one more because we didn't have a session on Tuesday since we were at Flume. So we are going to do the last lesson for the day. Then the remaining ones, we are going to do them tomorrow. Are there any questions so far with regards to the requirements for an app and a website? Any questions, any contributions, any insights, any additions, any critique? Okay, I believe your silence means everything is all good.